인지 충제 부모니 대다야 조 안제 군제 자 이당 구루라나 멘라라가니야다야 미상제 최다 소제 전하라 찬주바도 다니자서 제외선한제 아들라변제 상제 주와쇼 상제 최다 소제 전하 찬주바도 다니자소제 다그 치진제외 선한제 아들라변제 상제 주 상제 최다 소제 전하라 찬주바도 다니자소제 다그 치진제외 선한罗边界上界之外，就拉当那边没他们样子，我不当接近了是去了吃完吃饭。上界送把他对事情这个就是就把其他亲戚的微信弟弟的些这个解决员的人些稍微这就，天气吃把到了确对太清规划营地，那边人家73岁也没得安排当年来把对了对外送人去。那么那也个大陆谈的这个直播到他们也跟那中华关键站那其实把他们这改对大概去真都看给多那电军的每年都天气把送就中把没把也上街的拉家杂喽哦呀的他开上电爱学就去改去你们嘞开上老去老就去改去开上老去哇都得被弄起哇，都得被弄起，他得要嘛的，都得被弄的得要嘛的，我看噻，国家长看上地了就这样子。
Formerly, I explained a passage from a sutra, and I'd like to teach that again.
Oh yeah, that do to be na kan de so wa re sa na ka san shu na xie xie su na me don cho wa ta ja me chong xie du xie tong wa me la san ba tong wa me ani na ba xie wa tong wa me ne tong wa be xian ji xi jie ti wo la ani wo te jie da su na me don cho wa ta ja me don de du xie tong wa me la san ba tong wa me se de da ka san gan zu xue de 통화 매세대 가래에서나 아니 춘이 무슨도 시비 애냠샤기 춘이 시비 시원아 와야나 춘이 무슨도 또비 아니 가소래 로티기 춘이 시비 시원 좋아 춘이 무슨도 또 놀라잖아 지금 냠샤라잖아 지금 파바 냠샤라 가왔잖아 지금 좋아 춘이 무슨도 파바 냠샤 이시기 춘이 시비 시원을 소남 미동 소와 미동 도시 미동 도시 미동 삼바통 매 좋아 춘이 시비 시원
So this sutra says that visible forms are not seen. Sensations are not seen, ideation is not seen, constructions are not seen, formations are not seen, and mind is not seen, consciousness is not seen. And this passage is with reference to the way of not seeing is in reference to the way in which these are not seen within the perspective of an Arya who is absorbed in meditative equipoise, which is viewing or seeing reality. Or it could be any kind of cognition, which is perceiving which is seeing reality.
교남 미동
냠차케시야
냠샤기 춘이 시비 생활
양나 로신 그래서 로신
로시 말이다
말이 로시 말이 디
냠샤기 춘이 시비 생활 안에 수마동
수마통
소와 미동 두신 미동
any 디 릭시양
리시기 춘이 비링 왔다 지바래
and the same thing applies for a cognition which is the result of investigation of the nature of reality. Those things, form, etc., are not seen.
강라 남바 시당 남시당 심이 통화 매바 남바 시와당 심 통화 매바테 신이 세비 신으로 남바 시와라 소와 비 풍봉아 통화 매바테 아니 통화 탐바래 해야 되라 강라 남바 시다 심이 통면바 진이 최동 인시 지시 시외 때 최통화 인
So it said then, one who does not see consciousness or mind, and this is again in reference to within the perspective of this vision, which is seeing reality. Within that kind of vision of not seeing those mind and consciousness, or mind or consciousness, that is said to be the best type of seeing. And it's seeing the Dharma.
오야, 다 되게 가르쳐 거래서나 여기 가상에 마동원의 통화 탐바고 세야지. 인상 냠샤기 신이 시비 신어를 풍보라 소와기 풍봉알라 소위 군속기 쩌와 대당 마동와데 안에 통화 탐바 춘이 통화래.
So therefore, this kind of seeing within not seeing of the aggregates, etc., within the perspective of this vision, which is seeing reality, that is said to be the best kind of seeing. And so, what is not seen within the perspective of that kind of vision is phenomenal things.
군속기 쩌와 마동바. 냠샤기 신이 시비 신어 풍보라 소위 군속기 쩌와 마동와데 통화 탐바 쩌자 통화래.
쩌자 통화.
응? 쩌와단 쩌와.
쩌자 통화.
통화래.
통화.
쩌자 돈이라와.
So this then is saying that that kind of vision, the seeing, which sees reality without seeing those the phenomenal elaborations, that is the best kind of seeing. It is it's a vision which is separate from elaboration or free of elaboration, and it's said to be the best kind of vision.
나 되게 빼라. 남가 통시 sem전책도 라우저가. 남가 기타 통지 대대 다바시. 대다 최동왕시 디시시에 된 통화 배신진이 내가 뉴마인 세대 왔다 되게 빼라 대샤고와래. 와. 남가 통시 sem전책도 라도 방 말한테 나든지 도마치지 남가 통 쓰고와래스. 와.
도마치긴. So the example that's given for this is seeing space, which is not a construct. That kind of seeing of space, which is not a construct. So space, which is not a construct, is the mere elimination, is something which is the mere absence or elimination of obstructivity, of things being of obstruction.
가서 저바다 토바 연나 아니 연나 아니 통과래 마동와라 나 가자 주도 마동발라 난가 통화시켜래
drip 없어
가자 주도 토비래자
토비립샤. 가차 립초.
가자 토비 리자 난가라 가자 리비 토비 리자 마동와라 난가 통화샤 그 말이었어.
가차
토비립샤.
So this is a mere elimination of the thing which of the thing to be negated here, which is some kind of contact with obstruction, contact with something which would give rise to obstruction. So the mere elimination of that kind of thing to be negated is the absence of that is what is seen here, or is what is space.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, in that day, Gaja Tobe Rija Yuna Miss Rumale, Madonwala, Nanga Tonsigores.
Gacha Tobirix.
Tobe Rija.
Mixuruma. So since that. So since that mere negation of of some kind of obstructive contact is suitable to be observed, therefore one can say that one can see this space. So what is seen then is space, and what is not seen is some kind of obstructive thing which obstructs, or which is that one can come into contact with, which forms an obstruction.
아니 풍속이 чин이 세비 싱어를 아니 마동와니 죄와 풍속이 죄와 통와니 아니 죄자.
So therefore, what is seen within the perspective of this vision which sees reality is what is not seen is the elaborations of the aggregates and so forth, of aggregates, etc. And then what is seen is the absence of that elaboration, separation from the removal or absence of that elaboration.
풍속의 천이 세비 싱어를 풍속에나 죄와 된주인고래.是吧? 예나 된주인고래.
So therefore, if that's the case, or that being so, that if within the perspective of this vision which sees reality, which sees the reality of the aggregates, if the aggregates appeared within that perspective of that kind of vision, then the elaboration of the aggregates would become real, would become established as real.
일단 풍속이 천이 세비 싱어로 풍속 매바 때다 동반이래 두자고 그래. 풍속이 천이 세비 싱어 풍속 매바.
So therefore, the absence of the aggregates, the non-existence of the aggregates within the perspective of that vision which sees the reality of the aggregates, that absence is emptiness.
근데 일단 다 가서래. 냠샤기 천이 세비 싱어당 돈이 도비 냠샤기 천이 세비 싱어당 돈이 도비 냠샤기 싱어니라 개바샤고 봐. 냠샤기 천이 세비 싱어당 냠샤기 싱어.
냠샤기 싱어. Thus, we have to make a distinction between 냠샤라 천이 세비 싱어당.
냠샤기 천이 세비 싱어당 냠샤기 싱어.
냠샤기 we have to make a distinction then between the perspective which sees reality through meditative absorption and 냠샤기
싱어. 배나 남진기 싱어당 남진기 천이 세비 싱어니라 잡아. 봐. 지난 공업부 탑재 남제기 싱어를 요발해. 남제기 지난 공업부 탑재 쓰바라 봐. 그래봐. 다 남제기 천이 세비 시고 지난 공업부 탑재 매하래. 동반이만도. 된다 디사운 동그래.
So here it's saying that we have to distinguish then between the perspective of seeing reality within So we have to distinguish then between the perspective of a meditative absorption, the perspective of the vision of a meditative absorption, and the perspective of the vision of reality of a meditative absorption. We have to make that kind of distinction. This distinction is similar to the way in which the distinction is made between the first part, but the second part was 남긴기.
냠샤기 생고 지난 거 뭐 탑제 요아래. 그봐 봐봐 나바탑 집이 이식 생고라. 임바데 가래서 나바탑 집이 이식이 지난 거 뭐 탑제 쓰바라 봐. 그봐 다 지난 거 뭐 탑제 나바탑 집이 이식이 춘이 집이 생고를 요아래 왜서나 요 말에
요 말에서
얘나 그봐 춘이 집이 생고 얘나 된주 대바 죽거래.
So So the distinction here then applies as well to an omniscient cognition there. Within the perspective of the cognition, the omniscient cognition of which is viewing reality, phenomenal things such as the aggregates and such are not observed. Although it knows them, they're not observed within that particular perspective. But if we're talking simply in terms of the perspective of of a sort of omniscient vision, that alone, then of course those kinds of things, phenomenal things, are observed.
분비대비 체형의 리비 리시되기 춘이스비 리시 좋아 춘 분비된 춘이 리비 리시기 뭘 분소 명하체.
So this applies all equally to reasoning awareness which is the result of a reasoned investigation. So with that kind of awareness, we distinguish between seeing what it sees, what it understands is, if we take, for example, the reality which is based upon the aggregates, within the perspective of that kind of vision, which is the result of some kind of reasoned investigation, then that reality is observed or is understood. But the aggregates, which are the base of that reality or emptiness, are not observed.
리시기 뭐를 여봐 가가체 그러와 냠샤기 춘이시비 생오 여봐다 냠샤기 생오 여봐다 가가체 그래서
So the same this distinction applies whether one is speaking about reasoning awarenesses which are the result of reasoning, or whether one is talking about the sort of vision, the perspective of the vision that occurs within meditative absorption. In both cases, insofar as the awareness is focused on reality, then the phenomenal things which are the base of that reality do not appear, are not observed by those kinds of awarenesses.
Oh yeah, and that 리시기 춘이시비 생오로 연나 당가라 장루라 시가라 리시기 춘이시비 생오 가려 요아래서나 동반이 본소 매바 요아래서 좋아 본서 매발요래 춘이 동요래 던단잡아요래
So in this system, then we say that what is seen within the perspective of something that's viewing reality, an awareness which is viewing reality, it sees, observes the reality, emptiness, So, and as so as far as a awareness or gnosis, which is viewing reality, what it sees, observes is from that perspective is emptiness, ultimate truth, reality.
其他的告诉写完写对了，日写给捏巴当，日写给解释吧，你我得看看这个钱，是吧？日写给满捏巴当，日写给去吧，你我得看看想，都是，但得看全部下来了，是吧？他们就这个才嘛，日写给捏巴当，他们就这个才嘛，日写给解释都出来，你我得，他得了哪里，我就开放马步。 出来的在哪里出过来的？是吧？这些去捏巴当，这些去解释吧。因为的这个出，这些去马捏巴太当，这些去去把你我这个出。那提出的，安尼，卡说的，没得嘛，忙不着还挺用过的。
没懂吧？
忙不着。
So this is related to another point, which is that we have to be able to differentiate between something being found by a reasoning awareness, which is the result of reasoning, something which is found by that kind of awareness, which comes from reasoning, and something and differentiate between something being found by that kind of awareness and something being able to withstand analysis by that kind of awareness. Some scholars have conflated these two things, and the same thing applies to the distinction between something being and then similarly the distinction between something being negated by an awareness which is a result of reasoning and something being not found by an awareness which is the result of reasoning. Many scholars, this is a subtle point, and many scholars have conflated these two sets, or conflated each pair of these two sets. And as a result of that, of many kinds of unacceptable opinions have arisen. So we say then that ultimate truth is found by a reasoning, a awareness which is the result of reasoning. That is definitely the case, that it is found by that kind of awareness. But we say at the same time that ultimate truth is not able to withstand analysis by that kind of awareness, which is the result of reasoning.
타냐 다외 다든 자외 체나 아니 강산 예외 예 타냐 다외 다든 자외 찬찬에 아니 타를 강사지 이거에나 리베제스 주바래
So
대이나 타냐 다외 다든 자외 전에 리베제스 얘나 리베제스 주고를 된주 연거래
So this is just like if we say, with respect to a self of persons, which is investigated by an awareness, which is reasoning and investigating that. If that kind of awareness was actually found that sort of self, then that self would be established as real. It would be truly established. So what happens is that this reasoning awareness, this reasoning awareness investigating the nature of the self in relationship to the person, it examines the person there, which is the basis of predication or a basis upon which the self is supposed to exist. And when it examines that basis of designation of the self, the person, it examines that basis of designation. Since it does not find that self within the basis that it's designated upon, then it doesn't exist within that basis of designation. 닥시천에
딱시 고난 거네. 딱시 풍비 뛰도 강사 딱된 자외 되나? 얘나 아니 리베체스 들어와래.
So if one sought the self within its basis of designation, which within the 강사기
다시 풍비 뛰도 강사 딱된 자나.
So if you seek then the aggregates of the person, you examine them as the basis of designation for the self. And if you look within them, trying to find the self, you find that self does not exist within its basis of designation. It's not findable within them. If it was so findable within the basis of designation, then that sort of self would be truly existent or exist as real. And yeah.
Oh yeah. 전체 인상다 전담 덴바테 리베 제스도 마주. 리베 제스도 마주. 전담 덴바 시루수 마주. 전담 덴바 내루 타두인 내루수 마주. 전담 덴바 전담바인 전담바를 마주. 라고서
네. 전담바
리베 제스도 마주.
So then, although ultimate truth is able to withstand analysis by a reasoning awareness, it's not established as being able to withstand analysis by such a reasoning consciousness.
그래서 가셔서요.
Yes, that's right. What I said. Yeah. That ultimate truth is able to withstand analysis by a reasoning consciousness, but it's not established as being able to withstand analysis.
다 대신도 전담전바디 시루 인양 시루스 맞출 거래.
But and we say also that ultimate truth is the natural state of things, is the natural condition of things, but it's not established as the natural condition of things.
John? Sorry. Just have a question, because earlier Gemma was saying when you distinguish between something findable by the reasoning consciousness and something able to bear analysis or withstand, you make a distinction. And ultimate truth is something that can be found, which should be neva, but it's not.
디
Now it's sounding like
드는 뭐 릭시기 녜바 릭시기 녜바
这些个捏把阴阳，
인양
这些个捏讲这些个解释的嘛，主不钱吧？
치수도 마
这些个捏把当解释的出把你我得看
치수
看。
뚜두바. So it's
这开起不是七八千。
oh sorry I made a mistake I think. Yeah. So it is okay. Ultimate truth is found by a reasoning awareness, but it's not established as being able to withstand analysis by a reasoning awareness.
你说
릭식이 최수인이야.
这些个捏讲，这些个解释的嘛主，
릭식이 녜캉.
捏讲解释的嘛主，
So
这些个捏对音、捏把音解释的嘛主。
okay. So it's 릭
因为唐公提的意思嘛，这是个业吧，
这些个捏把的解释出把你我得看看这是。
순도 가나 아니 식 최소
解释，这些个解释讲解释的嘛主是。这你看看嘛的，看看的，解释把它解释出把你我得看看的，对个的是吧？好，我说。
see what I said was right. I translated that right, didn't I?
I think you translate
Yeah.
when I started out.
Yeah.
식 예바
这个来看为话的。결국 개왕아마 강가 조사 때는 주고 가서 주다 주죠.
So since a lot of great Tibetan scholars made mistakes on this, it may not be surprising we're making mistakes about this.
français.
드니 드남데 뭐 릭식이 녜든 레스.
这些年的人什么？这些年把当这些解释吧，你我的搞完人是，这些解释吧出，解释的出吧有嘛人是，解释出面点把出过，但真的上了东西的。
So yes, I'm translating, I think, literally here that if you make the distinction between something being found by a reasoning awareness or a reasoning awareness, then and a distinction between something being found by a reasoning awareness and something being able to withstand analysis by a reasoning awareness.
established as that's the difference.
You're leaving out this established as.
No.
That's the main point.
Yeah, I know that, but there's the two sets. The first, rikshiki niepa, dan rikshiki chesu.
解释的出吧，你我看看的，解释的出吧，但解释吧，你我看看肉，他的确把结果的，的，解释吧，他解释的出吧。 解释的嘛主，咱个在进哪一嘛？解释嘛主，西路音是嘛主，南路是嘛主，单把的嘛主，团单把的嘛主。那
So the distinctions then were,
包括么说？
yeah. So the distinctions that we're making towards the end here were that that ultimate reality is able to chesuyin, chesuyin, So yeah, so that ultimate truth is able to withstand analysis by reasoning, but it's not established as being able to withstand analysis by reasoning. And so this distinction has to be made. And then similarly, ultimate truth is the sort of natural state of things, natural condition of things, but it's not established as the natural state of things, natural conditions of things. Shilukta 그래서 체수당 실룩당
시루 단담 대바 시루잉 시루스 마주
실룩수마주.
단담 대바 내루잉 내루스 마주
And it's so it's the two terms shiluk that's sort of like the primal condition of things. It is that, but it's not established as the primal condition of things. And then it's the way things are, but it's not established as the way things are.
그래서 다 되게 리시기 녀바다 리시 제스 주바데 카가데체 대신도 리시기 많이 바당 리시 크바니 어디 카가
So we have to distinguish then between something being found by a reasoning awareness and something being established as being able to withstand analysis by a reasoning awareness. And then we also have to distinguish between something being negated by a reasoning awareness and something being
리시기 많이 바다 리시기 크바니
and something being not being found by a reasoning awareness and something being negated by a reasoning awareness.
다 대간데에서나 다시 주한 하신 자리 다시 폼비 띵도 폼봉아의 띵도 강사세 타냐 따위 따던 자위 채나 다시 폼비 띵도 아니 강사 많이 바라봐 폼보 레레나 많이 폼보 쳐봐야 많이 바래디 아니 강사 크 바래서나 강사 크나 강사 메고리 강사 크바 말이 인당 리시지 많이 바대당 리시지 크바니 어디 가가래.
So we have here an example of this distinction between something not being found by a reasoning awareness and something being negated by a reasoning awareness is, for example, the relationship between a person and the aggregates, which are the base for designating a person, basis of designation of a person. So when one seeks the person within its basis of designation, the aggregates, one does not find that person, but this does not entail that the person then is negated due to not being found within its basis of designation.
오인자 리시지 많이 받아 리시지 크바니 어디 가가차니 오다 리시기 가사 그 타냐 따위 따던 자위 채나 아니 가사 많이 자 가사 크바 말이 가사 크나 가사 메고 그래.
So here again, if when with this kind of reasoning awareness, it searches within its basis of designation for the person, which is its sort of basis of designation, and then it is designated upon that basis. When it investigates and seeks for the person within that basis of designation, it doesn't find the person, but that does not entail that the person is then negated by that, because if it was negated by that force of that, then the person would become completely non-existent.
그래서 가서 그래 타냐다 따던 차에 있잖아 다시 폼비띵도 아니 강사 킥디 잠바 매와인지 잠바 다 강사 세계 가상가족 아마 깨래 가면 중앙 나신 이제니 명잠시 류와 오 명잠시 류와 되기 아니 가서래 명잠대 명대한 명잠 세대 거래에서나 또배 파 따바잠마도 또배 파 따바잠마도 매와 오 명잠시 류와데 명잠시 류와데 리시디가 주어래서나 마주어래
So here then the reasoning and awareness here investigates the way in which the designation person is designated upon its basis of designation, the aggregates, and it searches for that person, the person which is designated, that convention, that term person, within its basis of designation, the aggregates, and it doesn't find the person, that designation, convention, which is designated in that way within those aggregates. But the non-finding of the designated person within its basis of designation does not entail the negation of the existence of that kind of convention, that designation person. Rather, it entails that there's leftover, the designation is left over, that convention exists simply as a mere name. 명점.
명점식 말해서 명점 뭐
So it
명점되기다 가사가 저주니.
so it establishes then that the person exists as a mere name, and that in that way, as a mere name, it's able to engage in activities, perform functions.
But John, when you're searching for the person, you're not searching for the designated person in the aggregates, you're searching for an inherently existing person.
No, not here, not here. No.
What kind of analysis searches for the relative?
강사 단위 뒤여봐. 강사 단위 뒤여봐.
가사 탄해도 말해.
Yeah, no, the person is
가사 탄해도 요하러 와. 나는 잠지 안에 저와 인자 가사 탄해도 요하래.
so the person conventionally exists, and as that appearing as that conventional existent is functions and does things.
But is that what you're searching for? Are you searching for the conventionally existent person in the aggregates?
그래서 닥든디
다른 짜위잖아.
서있잖아. 닥든디 단위도 유배 강사 열어봐.
딱된 데스나.
닥든 단위답이 닥든디.
딱된 짜위잖아. 단 다서 딱사데 다시 풍비다 가사 따기 와라 와. 다시 풍부 쳐발할 때는 가사 따와 인당 다 따위 되는데 가사데 다시 풍비도 짜위잖아. 풍부래와 많이 풍비 쳐봐 많이 각한 가사 많이 장다 가사 명어를 매와 말이 명점식 리와다 명점되게 안에 다녀도 저와 치고 와래 됐고 와라.
이 강사 크랑 단위 열어봐. 강사 크랑 단위도
와라 봤어요. 가사 고란 다녀도 와랬습니다. 저와를
단위도 열어봐.
가사 고란 다녀도 와래.
So
가사데 때는 매번 많이 다녀도 낭점데 가사 들어와.
So yeah, the person then exists conventionally. It's a designation that is placed upon the aggregates, or the aggregates are, I should say, are the basis of designation upon which the person is designated, or as a convention. So that when you search you look for that designation, that convention within each of the individual aggregates. You can't find it in any single one of them. It's not findable as the collection of those aggregates, the basis that it's designated upon. So that person is not findable within its basis of designation, but it exists. It's conventionally existent as a designation.
가사 딱든 짜위 찾는 많이 봐디 가사 그네로 다 들어와.
So the not finding the so the non-finding of the designated person within its basis of designation, when you do that kind of search for the person within its basis of designation, not finding that is its emptiness.
가사란 게 전이지 줍세 들었고 그래. 가사란 게 전이 주어이나 딱든 짜위 찾는 예고래. 딱든 짜위 찾는 많이 봐 인자란 게 전이지 마 주거래.
So it's the person is not does not exist by means of its own intrinsic identity, because when you search for it within its basis of designation, the aggregates, you can't find it there. So as an identity, it doesn't exist within its basis of designation, but rather is, so it's not, it doesn't exist by means of intrinsic identity within its basis of designation, but rather it's not established as having that kind of intrinsic identity.
So are there two kinds of searches then? You're saying, before you said when you search for the conventionally existent person in the aggregates, and now Ken Rinpoche say when you search for the truly existent person in the aggregates, you can't find it. Is it both, or is it just when you search for the inherently existent person? Earlier you were saying
I'm not saying anything here, I hope.
Rinpoche is saying that you searched for the conventionally existent person in the aggregates and you couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Before the conventionally existent person was empty. Now you're interpreting Rinpoche as saying when you search for the truly existent
No. No, we're not talking about the truly existent or
Existed by way of its own, whatever its intrinsic identities are, right?
if the person existed by means of its intrinsic identity, then it would be findable within its basis of designation. That identity would be findable within the base.
Isn't that what we're talking about? That's searching for the person, right?
I say.
The ganza rangitini drubna dini
다른 저에서 연구를 타냐 따위 다른 저에서 연구를
tani tabi tadun so it's in so that if it was if the person did exist by means of its intrinsic identity, then when you search for that convention, which is the person here, within its basis of designation, then you'd find it within that basis of designation.
그래서 가르쳐 줘
What's the question?
Just to clarify, what is the object of analysis in this?
Well, which analysis? No, I'm sorry, I really. Doctor, tani tapi tatun, so it's in tani tapi tatun di.
타냐 따위 다른 저에서는 강사 스민 따위어와 따위 되는데 가와도 다른 자나 다 다시 풍부 같은데 따있잖아 안에 풍부를 많이 풍부 초밥 많이 풍부 이 많이 다 가와 풍을 강사 밖에 다시 뛰나 풍부 자 강사 자와는 매바 인상原来 랑기선이 주어래. 그 다시 뜬게 풍부 자와는 매바 인상 다 하나 강사 매화를 왜서나 요아래 낭점도 요아래 민점시 요아래
So yeah, here the thing that's being sought is the person, which is the designated the thing which is being designated with this convention. The term person or thought person is, or let's just leave it at convention. The convention person. That the object of that convention, when you search for that within its basis of designation, the aggregates here, you don't find it as, it doesn't exist as any of the individual aggregates. It doesn't exist as the collection of the aggregates. It's not findable within the individual aggregates or findable within the collection of the aggregates. And so the fact that it's not found within those aggregates, within its basis of designation, entails that it is merely designated, like Mingsam Tanitsam. So only it just what remains is a mere name. It remains as a mere name. We had a question about this earlier, didn't we? About this. So we talked about that earlier with respect to Keruche, his talk about how a mere name is left over when one does this kind of search, and that's all you have left, and then you should focus on that. So now we've gotten to the hardest point in the Madhyamaka view, the view of the middle way.
Oh yeah, 많이 바당 리시지 크바니 오데 카가도 고아질래서
So do you understand in the distinction between something not being found by a reasoning awareness, or something being negated by a reasoning awareness?
그래서
Did you get that?
리시지 많이 바다 리시 크바니 오데
The difference between something not being found by that.
아단다디 가사 리시지 많이 가사 리시지 많이 봐서 가사 그타냐 따위 타냐 가사 많이 봐 대당 가사 크바를 왜서나 말해 가사 컴하기 크요 말해 가사 요아래 봐 연나야 가사 루제기 참마데 리시딩 투아를 왜서나 말해 와
So we say then that So we say then that the person then the person here that we're searching for, we're not finding it within its basis of designation, the aggregates. That that non-finding of it does not entail that the person is negated, that there's no person. Persons exist. They do exist, but it's not found within its basis of designation by the kind of the reasoning consciousness which is investigating it within its basis of designation. So that the fact that it's not found when it's sought within its basis of designation does not establish the existence of the person. That has to be established by a valid, conventional valid cognition.
다 이자 말한 데 가서래 리시기 아니 춘이스비 생호 가려와래서나 전담대마 요아래 돈이 요아래 리시기 춘이스비 생호 전담대마 요나 전담대마 주고고야 말해 그와 리시기 춘이스비 생호 군소대마 요나 대마 주고하래.
So here, so here then it returns to the issue of within the perspective of the vision, which is seeing reality, that sees ultimate truth. It sees emptiness. That it sees those, but 리시기 춘이스비 생호 전담대마 요나 요아래 돈이 요아래 대마 주고 말해. 와 리시기 춘이스비 생호로 군소대마 요나 요아 말해 대마 주고래. 인자 리시기 춘이스비 생호 군소대마 매바데 돈이 임바타지 납사임바. 마동아동아다. So then, reasoning consciousness, which sees reality. Here, reasoning consciousness, which sees reality, that sees emptiness, it sees ultimate truth, but it doesn't see phenomenal things. If it saw phenomenal things, then those phenomenal things would be would be established as real. So that sort of distinction has to be made, that it sees emptiness or ultimate truth, but does not see these phenomenal things.
인자 리시기 춘이스비 생호 전담대마 요아래데 전담대마 된주 말해.
So we say, therefore, or it's the fact that this reasoning awareness, which sees reality, that emptiness and ultimate truth is there for that. That does not entail that ultimate truth is truly existent or established as being real.
인자 리시기 춘이스비 생호 대마 요아래 대마 투아요 말해.
So therefore, the ultimate truth, which is seen, which exists within the perspective of this reasoning consciousness, which sees reality, is true, or real, but it's not established as real, or it's not truly existent. It's not established as being real.
denpa yu se de tanda denpa tongyi yuwa yuwa. Yuwa, yinzang rishi chunyi sibi siwu tanda denpa tongyi yuwa yinzang denpa yuwa re. Denpa chuwa yuwa ma re.
So this ultimate truth, which is seen within this within the perspective of this reasoning awareness, which sees reality, is true or real. It's emptiness, but it's not. It's not established as being true or being real.
yinzang rishi ki chunyi sibi siwu chunyi denpa yinzang ani denpa tang denru ki cheba she ma she ba yinzang. 아니 리시기 춘이 시비 춘 춘이 된주도 캐는 거라. 아 평화마키.
춘이
리시기 춘이 시비 시용으로 돈이 시비 시용으로 아니 돈이 된주도.
So not making this kind of distinction between something being true or real and something being established as being true or established as being real. And particularly within this context of the some kind of reasoning awareness, which is seeing reality, the distinction of how the thing which is observed by that exists. By not making that distinction, some earlier early Tibetan scholars asserted that if something is seen, observed by that sort of reasoning awareness which sees reality, then it would have to be real. It would have to be established as real. It would be it would have to be established as being real.
ngay kawa rishi la xiaja yuan na dendu du songwen ngay kawa ta jang ani kaji tenyi du de la rishi la xiaja ju yuan na denpa yin go de denpa yin na dendu yin go de inza doni dendu de go re.
So some earlier scholars, this is explained in the Essence of Good Explanations, that where J. Rinpoche says that if some scholars thinking that if there's something which is appraised or something which is understood by this reasoning consciousness which investigates reality, which sees reality, then if something is known by that, then it would have to be truly existent or established as being real. And this has
아니 리시기 춘이 시비 생활 연구를 대에나 덴바 연구를 덴바에는 덴루 연구를 세간라 그러와 인자 리시기 춘이 시비 생활 여와 인자 전다 덴바 덴루를 세가래.
So they think these other scholars, earlier scholars, had thought that if something was seen or observed, if there was something to be sort of evaluated by that. Within the perspective of this reasoning awareness which sees reality, then that would be real. It would be established as being real, and then it would, and that
that's right. 다양 리시기 원 가서를 춘이시비 생활에 된주 연구 연장 dendu mewa yin, dendu mewa yin zang, ani chawa chuji singi la sowa ki tanda denpa shecha ma yin sikwa re. Tanda denpa shecha ma yin sikwa kawa tuwa re sana, shecha yin na, ani kaa so re chunyi sibi singwa yin go re, chunyi sibi singwa yin na denpa yin go re, denpa yin na dendu yin go re, yin za tanda denpa shecha ma yin ba sungwa re.
Then some other scholars, like for example, the master Chugisingi, said that since if something appears or if something is an object of knowledge, which is observed within the by this reasoning awareness which sees reality, then that kind of object of knowledge would have to be real. It would have to be truly existent or really established. And if that was the case, then ultimate truth would become truly existent, really established. And therefore, it can't be an object of knowledge for this kind of reasoning awareness.
파바냠샤 그 춘이시 비싱어 요거래. 연나 댐바 인고래. 대나 덴두래. 덴두 메아 인자 저는 데바 시자 많이 받고.
So they then assert, scholars such as that assert that ultimate truth is not something which is knowable, is not an object of knowledge, because if it was observed as such, as an object of knowledge by this, like an Arya gnosis that understands reality, then it would be truly existent and established as real.
대신도 언제 안에 로신 라소와기 릭시스 소와기 유메 제바도 소와기 유예 전이 다파 예와 체크 쇼크한테 중하래. 릭시스 소와기 유메 릭시스 소 유에는 된주 요거로 와. 제바도 소 유요아래.
So there are other some other masters, for example, the great translator said that it doesn't ultimate truth can't function as something that's observed by this reasoning awareness. So it's not an object which it doesn't act as an object for this reasoning awareness. If it was that kind of an object, then it would be truly existent or established as real. But it is nevertheless, it acts as an object for inference.
Oh yeah, that tended true. 가서래 정정 카보 요와 인상开와 조치 시주 민자 망보 쇼고 중앙 인상 다라루라 가려와래서 다주 시와 나신 전에 춘이시비 싱어를 전담된바 여자 전담된바 주고 말해.
So
군조위나 춘이시비 싱어 쓰나 yana 군조 춘이시비 싱어 군조위나 된바 주고래. 춘이시비 싱어 군조 매바 내루타도래 전담된바 이래.
The Chinisibi Singol So all of these problems and confusion that's arisen in the past, that arose in the past before J. Rinpoche then, is resolved by the position in our system in which if something that ultimate truth exists for this vision which sees reality, but phenomenal things do not exist for that kind of vision which sees reality. And therefore, the absence, the non-existence of those phenomenal things is the final nature of things. Nilutartuk. So therefore, again, to say this, that within the perspective of this vision that sees reality, the ultimate truth exists, but that ultimate truth is not ultimately existent. is not established as being ultimately existent, and it also phenomenal things do not exist for that, and the non-seeing of phenomenal things, as was mentioned earlier, the non-seeing of form and the other aggregates and so forth, is itself the final, the sort of ultimate condition of things or final nature of things.
Oh yeah, that did to check. That didn't cause on the 가상아주 때 가서 예수바 타양 민가데 상제비 심중그 두와남도 미중에 대권의 추공원도 제가 미적기 로제도 요구 권한 오늘 잡아 조제의 퇴임 비치를 사야다 가상지 주로 와 아이들 안줘지라고 그러와.
So yesterday we read a passage where it says that a passage from the Introduction to the Middle Way, which is discussing the way in which so it's so at 295 at the bottom, there's a statement where it says in the commentary of the Introduction to the Middle Way that the object of gnosis, which is reality, with respect to that, in no way whatsoever does its for its perceiving subject does the mind and mental factors operate. They don't operate for the perceiving subject, which has the reality as its object.
이시지유 태권하니라 남바 탐제도 뒤유전 쌤단 쌤라 중앙나 미주배 아니 고대 고코나 무슨도 남바 샤고 예수바다 미가데스 다 데위 된다데 가르레스나 상제비 세나 쌤단 쌤중고 주와세 남도 그 주와체 남도 그 주와 미주바 인상 아니 유천이당 유전 친이 도비 이시대 출라 추샤바신도 로자바죠 그래 출라 추샤바지도 로지바 주그래 하고서 미주에 유친이다 요전 로지바주 아니 가소래 로지바지도 주그래 뒤권에 아니 갑갑디 가서 여기 생각봐요. 그 무슨 세대기 뒤권에 아니 추궁도 제가 잡아 말해. 그러와 뒤권에 추궁도 제가 뒤 생각봐는 그 무슨 제가 그 된다데 말해. 그러와 유당 유전 유동반이다 유전 돈이 도비 이세대 출라 추샤 빠진도 로저바 추와 뒤세 롱저 저유 그 코네 원도 제배 군도 lonje zoyo ko khona ngomba ngondo zebe kude anu kunzo dembare kunzo demba imbitare 도심바. 그때 군주 담바 임바체. 지당 고시 직자도 모두 지고하래. 그래서 고시 직자도 모두 지고하래서 단단 니기 아니 샘다 샘정 그 남도 그 유아 로베 티고나 추공원도 참 미적이 세가나 샘다 샘정 그 유아 로바 티제나 유동반이다 유전 동 유전 이신이 오지 출라 추샤바신도 로지도 쭉 그래. 와 대주에 아니 추공원도 꼭 가서 국헌한 모습 잡아시 추공원도 잡아라시 된다 말했어. 뒤에나 아니 lonje 조고 원도 제본도 제배 안에도 꾸테니 군속이다 많이 만나 봐샤 그래 스탠드.
So this passage is explained that the fact that that mind and mental factors are not operating with respect to the perceiving subject, which has as its object reality. Where it says there that this is, by means of this, it's presented that a body alone is actualized. Here, the body alone, that reference is in reference to the actualization of the Sambhogakaya, but not the so-called enjoyment body of a Buddha. But it's not in reference to the actualization of the Dharmakaya. That's not what is being presented here. This part of the text is talking about how the bodies of a Buddha are actualized. And so it says that at the time of Buddhahood, the mind and mental factors, the roaming of the mind and mental factors, here this is referring to roaming of conceptualization, doesn't arise. So that, because of that roaming stopping, not arising, it's based upon that it's stated that the Sambhogakaya is actualized, and it's not, so the actualization of the Dharmakaya is not being presented from that point of view, or by means of that. And where it said that when Yeshigi Yudan Yuchin Chula Chishakushin. So the gnosis and its object it says that they come together like water in water. They're brought together. They come together like water and water. They become blended into like a single taste. So in that, then within that, there's no operating of the mind and the mental factors.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you. And in fact, the four bodies are actualized simultaneously. Not sequentially.
Yeah, that 가상은 좀 대조인다. 다들만 대주만 대주도 자 산제지 지다와 친비 이시지 와 산제지 지다와 친비 이시지 신입이 되는 남자나.
오케이.
Yes, sir.
네마디 그래서 데니 드라우니 그바당 드라위치.
이거 가상 괜찮이 봐.
디 아우 댕보 열어. 디 페이지를 댕보 열어. 댕보. 아우 바라타 드 댕보 델라 델. 디 달나. 아우 바라타 달.
근데 데니 대화 매 봐라스.
드라워 매 봐.
대화 매 봐.
드라워 매 봐.
대화 매 봐. 뭐부터 비 참민 원나 된다는 바 매배 등이 대화 매고 와다오시.
페이지 맞다 봐라. 이 페이지
데이터가 인사를 바체테 인사에서 좀 고야지도 되나. 되니 대화 매봐. 대화 매고 와신도.
드라워 매고 봐. 네.
뭐부터 비 타녀비 참민 원나 된다는 바 매배 여기 뚝스라로 와. 대 진에 바 마샤나 최단 춘이 야자도 타와미 쇼데스. 대스. 춘이시 비시고 춘이시 마샤나 최단 춘이 야자도 타와미 주데 대권한 비 리시징원나 최단 최전 그 저와요 말에. 최단 최전 저와 타녀비 참여 쇼고라. 뭐부터 비 타녀비 참여원나 된다는 바 매바 아니 등이 제미고 왔다 자와 저와 매 제미고 왔다 자와서
So yesterday we had that last line that it said that since within the perspective of a conventional valid cognition which understands a patch of blue, there's no ultimate truth within that perspective. It's because of that, it's not necessary for those two to be, and then the text reads related here. Tell me, Guba.
최단 천이기 대화스도와 대를 직발해 최단 천이기 대화세트단 디 대화 최단 천이기 대화 최전면에 천이 메고 왔으기로 봐 최전면에 천이 메고 와
주전 추진단 추니
최전에 천이 뭐 대화요 와래 최전면에 천이 메고 와 봐.
저 미그바 저 그바 봐.
제 메고 왔단 자오스
저 미그바 자오스
제 미게 왔단 자위시 제 메고 제가 먹고 제 그거 말했어
They don't need to be related.
최당 최전 이후의 대고고래 최전 매나 신이디 매고고래 좋아 뭐부터 참아면은 된단데 봐 매고고 말해 대두와 된단데 봐 매배세 뭐부터 참아면은 된단데 봐 매고고 말해
매그그 말해.
매고는 대화 요구로 와 좋아
매그는 do you understand that?
야
No.
뭐부터 변도 최전 들어와 있어야 돼 최단 최전의 최니지 최전나 되되 최전되면 최니지 매고로 와. 그봐. 단더니 뭐부터 비 참아. 뭐부터 비 참아다 전난데 봐 매반이 오대. 전난데 봐 매봐도 뭐부터 비 참아나. 지금 말이 뭐부터 비 참아이나 전난데 봐 매봐 영국 말이. 그봐. 전난데 봐 매봐 도구 말했어. 매배.
Then by 영어래. Okay.
야, 저 조심. 고마워.
뭐부터 왜 재미구나.
오늘서 왜 참여찬 전는데 봐 요 말아.
영어래.
그봐. 아니 오늘 또왜 참여하나 전는데 봐 맨날 양 전는데 봐 메고 그 말해.
그래. 땡이 뭐부터 왜 그래서 뭐보단
뭐부터 참아다. 저 그거 말했어.
저 거기 말해. 그래. Okay. So the way I can kind of read this is this, although is within the perspective of a valid cognition, which is a valid conventional cognition, which is understanding a patch of blue, there's no, the fact that there is no, that ultimate truth is non-existent within that does not entail that those two do not need to have a relationship. So the relationship here is between a thing like a patch of blue and its ultimate truth. Here, the patch of blue possesses the property and the property here is ultimate truth. So those two necessarily have to be related, but the fact that the ultimate truth does not appear within the perspective of that sort of cognition of conventional valid cognition of a patch of blue does not entail that they have to have that kind of relationship. Does that make sense? Does not entail that they have that kind of relationship. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 다 현양은 산제지 지다와 친비 이시기 진입이 된잖아. 다들 특당性잖아. 되나? 산제의 지다와 친비 이시기 진입이 된자와래. 是吧? 지다와 친비 이시기 최탐제 쓰와래. 对吧？三界就其他话前面是去年被团家话就多拿是过的，这都生生讲了得了嘛，这个多啊，这得了是没样的。三界就其他话前面一些的，其他话是比生活去年被团家呢。아니 양다바 토미 리시지 군조 대바냐 봐 주고래 리시기 녀던 거 저월을 주단다 봐 요구 그래 아 산제지 지다와 침비 이시지 지다와 시비 진이 그 진이 지다와 시비 생活 진이비 된자서나 아니 진이 바데 지다와 시비 생活 요거래 돈이 시비 생활 요거래 봐 돈이 시비 생활이나 양다바 토미 리시지 아니 군조 대바냐 고그래 릭시지 슈니시비 고요나 릭시기 녀고라와 라니 녀바 주데 그래 대나다 대니기 천이 초와래 대니기 천이 타두지비 릭시기 녀된 전남대비 천이 당 타녀지지 그 참여니도 군조대비 천이 세대 초 너그래 초와도 그래.
So the text continues then saying that moreover if the gnosis, which understands the Buddha's gnosis, which understands things as they are, was to find or appraise the diverse sorts of things, objects which are diverse. Here, diverse sorts of things is referring to 진입이tunam, Jana. 진입이tun서나 군속.
산제지 지다와 침비 이시지 지다와 세비 영어로 돈이 세비 영어로 진입이 된 또남 자나.
진입이tun서나 군속. So, moreover, if the gnosis, which the Buddha's gnosis, which knows things as they are. And here one has to insert a qualification to bring out the correct sense of the text and say that if within the perspective of the vision seeing reality, which is within that particular perspective of the Buddha's gnosis, which sees things as they are, which is the perspective of which is seeing reality, if that was to appraise or to understand, one could say, or to realize, understand diverse things, the multiplicity of things here, meaning phenomenal things, then because it would be the case that a reasoning awareness which sees the truth, which sees an object which is reality, would have to find conventional truth. And if that was the case, then the definitions of the two truths would become mixed up.
오야, 대니그 천이 초와당. 내가 군조 담바남 아니 대관한이 또비 이시지 유전지 리시지 왕그 샤고아레스다 춘이시비 생어로 군조 담바 지다와 신예바 시험 신예바 연나 군조 담바 연나 다 군조 담바데 조제데 리시지 샤고레 리시지 두고그레스 대인자 아니 군조 담바 대관한이지 유전지 리시지 왕그 아니 군조 담바 샤고그레
If and also it would be the case that phenomenal truths would be established or would have to be posited by the force of a reasoning awareness, which is a perceiving subject which knows reality, and that would also obtain. 대권한이기 유전기 릭시
대권한이도 대권한이지 유전지에서 돈이 또 유전지로 와.
So the perceiving subject which understands emptiness would that's referring to this kind of reasoning awareness here would be something which would establish phenomenal truths.
오야, 다 대연자기 지다와를 접어본 대체. 난 네마 제가는 진입발을 접어본 하지 말아. 진입발 신이 스바 미대비 접어본 하더라.
So thus far, we've gone over the rebuttal to and the response to arguments which say that the vision of things as they are would become unacceptable if in our system. And now we've gotten to the point where there's a rejection of the arguments which say that vision of the diversity of things would become unacceptable, unjustifiable within our system.
Ludila Sanjaji Sar Niwa Chinyeva Sipa Midabi Zaba Pawani, Ludila Sanjaji Sar, Chinyeva Chimbi Yishi, Dada Mide, Sanjaki Sana, Shesha Chinyeva Chimbaki Yishi, Yoare, Meare, Yedam, Dada Mide. That Sanjaki Sana, Shesha Chinyeva Chimbi Yishi, Midena, Niwatanas. Ani Jubala, Topju, Nadanami Chambala, Sovaki, and a Topju Chesu Sumbadi, Midagore. Sheja Chinyeba Chimbi, Ani Shimena, Topju, Nadanami Chambala, Soviet, Topju, the Midelas, Topju Chinsu Sumbadi, Midela. Sanjagi, Sanjay Tamje Chamber Kalan to Mirume, Sanjay Tamje Chamber, Sanjay did Tamje Chamber Kalan to Mirume. Sheja Chinyeba Majena, Mashe Majena, and it Tamje Chamber Maris. Tamje Chamber Kalan to Mirume. So
with regard to this rebuttal or response to the argument that vision of the diversity of things would become undemonstrable, unacceptable, it says here that someone is presenting a question to us, and they're saying, in this system, do you accept that on the level of Buddhahood, that there is the gnosis which knows the diversity of things, which knows the plurality of things? Do you accept that, or do you not accept that? If it's the second case, that is, if you don't accept that the omniscient gnosis of the Buddhas knows the diversity of things, then it says in the Introduction to the Middle Way that it's taught in the Introduction to the Middle Way, the way in which the Buddhas know the 10 powers and so forth. They have a knowledge of that. And among those, the first of these is understanding, or among them is understanding what exists and what does not exist, the different types of existence. And so that would become, that sort of presentation in the Introduction to the Middle Way would become unacceptable. And then likewise, it would also be the case that it would be unsuitable to hold that the Buddha is omniscient. Sangi Tamji Kimbar.
Sanjay Tamji Kimbar, Kailand, Mirungures, Che Tamji Kimbar.
That the Buddha is, if the Buddha doesn't know the 10 powers, then he doesn't know all things. So therefore, the Buddha would not be someone who knows everything, all phenomena. And if that was the case, then one would be denigrating one's own teacher.
Sanjaji San, Chinyeba Chimbi, Yishi, Duguyana, Tambutana said. Sanjagasa, Chinyeba Chimbi, Yishi, Duguyana, Chiwa Soso Joanamla, Chiwanamla, said Soso Joanana. Rango Teniji, Chinangu Owanam, Rangi Teniji, Chinam Dudanga, Bezamado, Chinangu Owana, Rangi Teniji, Madru Shindu, Tenawa Menani. 아니 투와자니 샤요 말서 가양 투와 민주와 예도 아 랑게 천이지 마주신데 나면 아니 가양 아니 소소지고 가양 투와 민주와 민주에 아니 투와 요아래 디세 대남 산제지 첨비지 아니 소소지고라 지와 남라 랑게 천이지 마주신도 나와데 아니 산제라 나고 그래 디세 대남 산제지 친이바 친비 이셰라 난 거서 소소지오 지와 소소지오라랑 그 천이 좀 마주신도 아랑 그 천이 주와데 난 산제라 난 고그래 대단하 치단나 왔다지 텐도 매배 추와 주로 안에 산재기 이시 추와 주로 나 왔다지 텐도 매배 산재기 이시 추와 주로 냠나 지게셰비 견도 교회 초니와니 믿어도 어깨랑 그 견다한테 이거나 초니와 누구 말해 초니와 하나 뒤랍다 초니와가 제라
초니와
망tra선 하고서 하고서.
So here, then the second position, if I'm sorry, the first position, if you accept that, that at the level of Buddhahood, that there is gnosis which knows the diversity of things, then the following sort of problem would arise, that the ordinary sentient beings, childish beings here refers to ordinary sentient beings.
지와 소소죠 남라스 지와 소소죠와 아니 다른 거 전이 좋아 지난 거 오나 랑게 전이지 마주신도 나오면은 아니 소소죠 그냥 추와미와 타기했어.
So here, for ordinary sentient beings, childish beings, if it was the case that for them I'm sorry, I have to start over that. So ordinary sentient beings, things appear to them as if they were established by means of their own intrinsic identity, although they don't exist by means of their own, are not established by means of their own intrinsic identity. And if ordinary sentient beings didn't have that kind of appearance, then no one at all, no ordinary person at all would be mistaken in terms of how they perceive things. And therefore, since that's not the case, it's necessarily the case that they do have that kind of appearance that things exist by means of their own intrinsic identity. And then
치와 소소 남 교와 남나 친한게 오랑게 천이지 마주신도 랑게 천이지 주와 나와데 대제 랑게 천이지 주와 나와데 산재기 탑 친야바 집에 있으라 나고 그랬어.
So, and that being so, then those things, the appearance of things as being existent established by means of their own intrinsic identity, those things would also have to appear to the gnosis, which knows the diversity of things, the plurality of things.
대단하나 시단 나와다지 되매베 상제라 치와 소소지와 남라 친한게 오와나 랑게 천이지 마주신도 랑게 천이지 주와 나와데 아니 나와다지 되매베 시과래 그와 되매베 아니 상제기 시도 주와 주로 냠나 지게셰비 견도 집에 초니와 밑에도 시간라 초니와의 거래에서나 대제 상제지 이시라 진예체비 이시라 대난고 그래스 난거나야 나와다지 텐도 매베서라 상제라 나와다지 텐도 요아레스 텐도 요아레 컨드레에서나 상제라 아니 가서를 친한게 오와나 랑게 천이지 마주시도 랑게 천이 주나 그 말에 그와 치와 소소 제와라 친한게 오와나 랑게 천이지 마주시도 랑게 천이지 주와 나와데 산제기 제발난 거래 산제 제발난 거래 치와 소소 제와나 친한게 오와나 랑게 천이지 마주시도 나와데 산제라 나와다 주와래 이제 산제를 주시면 주어 말에 하고서
So since those things would have to appear to the gnosis which knows, which understands the diversity of things for the Buddhas, then if that's the case, then since those things don't exist as objects as they appear, then the Buddhas would be in error, would be mistaken. So someone might think like that. And in reply to that thought, that idea, we say that since that sort of a fault, as you've expressed it, would arise, we don't accept the second kind of position as you've stated it, the position that you've stated. Here, this is explaining that, or the answer to this is that it's true that phenomenal things appear to exist by means of intrinsic identity to ordinary sentient beings. And those things appearing like that don't exist in the way that they appear. But for the Buddha's gnosis, which knows the diversity of things, those appearances as faulty appearances that appear to ordinary sentient beings, those are known by the Buddha as they appear to those sentient beings, but those ordinary sentient beings, but they're not held to exist as they appear to sentient beings. They're understood, they're known to be not existing by means of their own intrinsic identity. Okay, sorry, go ahead, yeah.
They're not held.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if they also don't appear to be intrinsically existent.
To whom? To the Buddha. Yeah. They're not held to be.
That's what you said. You said they're not held to be intrinsically existent. But I was wondering, I thought I heard also that it was that they don't appear to be truly existing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, yeah. What I meant to say is that they appear to exist by intrinsic identity to ordinary beings, and that appearance of existing as if they existed by means of their own intrinsic identity, that is known by the Buddhas. But the Buddha's knowledge, which knows the plurality or diversity of things, doesn't hold to those things as existing by means of their intrinsic identity. Does that get? Yeah. 근소비치 랑기칭이 두번 소수 키워라 낭.
그래서 저와라 신앙그 오와나 랑그 천이지 추와 나와대.
So that appearance of inner and outer things, which outer and inner things appearing as existing by means of their own intrinsic identity, they appear that way to ordinary sentient beings.
소소 저와라 신앙그 오와 탐자 랑그 천이지 추와 나와대.
That appears to the omniscient gnosis, the gnosis of the omniscient one.
산재그 이시라 친한경오 소소저라 가세 친한경오랑 그 천이지 주와 나와대 난거 마도 친한경오랑 그 천이 주와 난거 말해.
But okay. So that appearance for the sentient beings, that appearance of things inner and outer things existing by means of their own intrinsic identity, that appears for the omniscient gnosis, but it's not nangwate rangitsiniki madrupa.
Rangitsiniki chua nangwate nangjang.
But so that appearance of things existing by means of their own intrinsic identity, that appearance for ordinary beings appears for the Buddhas, but inner and outer things do not appear to the Buddhas to exist by means of their own intrinsic identity.
산제라 나와 나와다 주장 산제라 나와다 마주어. 上界了那我上界了那我的主将，上界了那我的毛主，
Sagila na
没错。上界了那我的上界了那我的主的上界毛主，上界个一些毛主写完是吧？或者出写完嘛的，是吧？上界了那我的主啊这嘛的，那我的毛主啊的工作的嘛是吧？
This is hard. Okay. Sagila nangwatar.
上界个一些了当，上界个一些了那我，上界个一些了那我的主。
So the for the gnosis of the Buddhas, the appearances that appear for the gnosis of the Buddhas are exist or established as they appear.
对吧？上界个一些了那我的毛主。
But the appearances for the gnosis of a Buddha are not established as existing as they appear.
这毛主我看着是上界个一些了那我的工作的嘛的。
Why do they not exist as they appear? Why are they not established as existing as they appear? Because those appearances for the gnosis of the Buddha are phenomenal truths.
我那我的毛主缺当工作的吧全性。
So something that doesn't exist as it appears and something which being a conventional truth, those have the same meaning.
那我的处于缺当存在的吧全性。
Something that exists as it appears and ultimate truth, those are of the same meaning.
那我的处没啥的看着是呢，让有的切不去，存在的吧有的切不有钱在了。 那我的出版人在团队的吧，那我的出不是。
So this
的吧，有的去比有钱的，让有的去比有钱的了，那我的我出版人章，那我的我出不是。
So these are being differentiated from the point of view of their principal principal perceiving subject. So for the principal perceiving subject of ultimate truth, it exists as it appears. For the principal perceiving subject of a phenomenal truth, it doesn't exist as it appears.
是吧？呀，他提了，我的就这就多长不来，新的可乐咱们去撒脚多，那我马就为生健，但新的可乐给吃咱们给撒脚多，那我马就为生健康的。 提醒写完了，那我就往那去忙给。当时就当时被几点就看不见，他da没那么太大买no写，是他也给新的可乐咱们就叫那我就被身边写的七肉为长松，我想啊单不当，年让当，强势那么新的可乐咱们就给啥叫呢？没那我的，是吧？啥叫呢？没那我的，上届了那位。 身边起码我送把单儿，是吧？我刚说的，你让长松我写的单把单，你让强什么了？星期旁路怎么去？啥叫做闽南语？闽南话上届了那位，俺那身边起码我送把单儿，俺那上届给哪里起码的？是。
So this is explained in a sutra which is cited in the commentary on the Introduction to the Middle Way. And that says, moreover, the sentient beings that are invisible within an area which is merely the size of a cartwheel, those appear to the Tathagata. And those are great in number. But so the gods and humans for gods and humans of the universe, the world which consists of a billion worlds, a world system that consists of a billion worlds. Those are not like that. That meaning the gods and the humans are not like that. And this explains how there are sages who belong to other traditions, and one could also include here sages of other traditions who have the 5 types of psychic powers or special knowledges, and also Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. This number of beings doesn't appear for 창심라 싱테 콜로참기 사조나 민나와. So
이거 사조나 민나와 산제라 나위 semje chemawa. 내랑 창심 치료와 자성 응시다 대바 대단한 민나와 안에 산제라 나위 semje chemawa.
So those sentient, those beings which don't appear in, that are not visible within that that area the size of a cartwheel, those are great in number. And those don't appear because they're so numerous and they're so invisible. They don't appear for sages and bodhisattvas and such. But the number of sentient beings that appear to the Buddhas is much greater than that. So because it teaches that, it is the case that that the Buddhas know things via appearance, and not that they don't. They know them without them appearing to them.
Yeah, that's it.
So we'll stop there today for the session.
Yeah.